Like a lot of these things, a lot of it's going to depend to me on the people of this country and whether or not they pay attention and they engage on it, right? Like we were talking at breakfast about just the primary votes that we just had, right? Only a little over 30% of people turned out to vote in our primary election. I was talking to my friend Corey Mills, who's also been investigating this assassination attempt with myself and others, and he said in his district it was 19% of people. And so we love, and I'm as guilty as anybody at pointing the finger at politicians, but a lot of it is going to have to do with what they want and how they rise to the occasion. Because if you keep seeing numbers like that, nothing's going to change. And so a lot of it, like they can fire me and Tim every 2 years if they think we're doing a horrible job, right?
Yeah.
Every 2 years you can get rid of me, right? But because people don't pay attention, because they're complacent, and because we've had it so good here for so long, there's people of this country are pretty complacent. They're pretty checked out, and they don't really pay attention. And so I think that's what it's really going to hinge on, is how fired up they get. If in a hypothetical that this stuff comes out, I think it's going to hinge on them. If they pay attention, if they coalesce together, and if they demand change. Because if we see the same, pathetic turnout that we see all the time, and just a bunch of people that want to talk about it but not be about it, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean,
like there's millions of Christians that won't vote right now.
They won't vote.
There's hundreds of thousands of outdoorsmen that won't vote. There's demographics that would usually, identify with in the two-party system, with the Republican side of things, that just don't participate and they don't vote, and they have their own reasons for it, but to my point, we can sit here and let's do it. I'm all about it. Let's do it. Let's blame politicians, but who keeps sending those politicians to Washington?
No, I'm with you. I mean, there's the old saying, Congress has a 10% approval rating and a 90% reelection rate.
Yep.
And that is lazy fucking citizens that can't get off their ass.
It was just like when you were doing that survey. You got frustrated, didn't you?
I did. And then we got,
yep.
I think we're getting close to 350,000 signatures now.
Thankfully, you stayed after it. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we, my campaign manager, Thomas McAfee, and I, we go out and knock on doors, and we use a registered voters list. And you go by a house that's got the "Don't Tread on Me, I'm Proud American," or a Trump flag. I say, pull up that, why aren't we stopping there? And he'll pull up the list, and he'll double check it and triple check it. Ain't nobody there registered to vote. And you'll see these guys riding down the interstate with a American flag on, which I think is kind of disrespectful, on the back of their pickup truck, flapping around, all tattered. And you'll pull up and say, "Hey, where do you vote?" "I don't know." Hell, they don't even vote. And that's the mentality. And the left understands that. And they've got these college campuses feeding into this, and they've got this lifetime supply of voters. They just regenerate them every year. And we are very short-sighted on the conservative side, very short-sighted. And we're going to, as my dad would say, I'm afraid we're going to get what we deserve.
Yeah. I think talk is cheap, man. Talk is cheap. And there's a lot of talk. But let's move into